What's up guys, Will here, and yes, this is a stable camera for once, and yes, I have use of both of my hands because I don't have to hold it, because I'm renting a tripod and a camera, so this is unfortunately temporary. So today I want to talk to you guys about something really cool that just happened yesterday for me. And before I do that, I want to let you guys know that there is another video I've been working on for the last week and a half. Unfortunately, about a week and a half ago, if not 2 weeks ago, when I filmed this, I kinda got more into what I wanted to say than I thought I would, and so I ended up with 40 minutes of pretty much footage. So the editing process has been so long that I still haven't finished editing it, so once that comes out I'll upload it, but because it's taking so long I decided to release a quicker video right now, right here. Yesterday I saw this girl while I was on campus, and from afar she looked like a model. So sometimes I get kind of crazy and I kind of want to talk to the girl. Unfortunately I got too scared and I ended up kind of half-assing it, excuse the cuss word. For most of my life I've been pretty shy, so for the past 20 years I've pretty much failed, and what happens is I don't do anything. Yesterday I actually did something, but it wasn't a direct approach. I went up to this girl and I couldn't bring myself to think of anything to say, so I was just like, what can I say? And when I finally got up to her, I told her something that was completely off topic, but at least I talked to her, right? I went up to her and said, today I want to make my goal to make a stranger happy, so what can I do to make your day a little better? She said something like, oh, I don't know, I can't think of anything, and I responded with, I can't think of anything either. And then there's like a brief pause, and then I said, how about high five? And then we high-fived and I left. So that's the start of my story. So after that I was like, okay, that didn't go anywhere, that was pretty much useless, but at least I talked to her, and when I actually went up to her, she didn't look like a model anymore, which was kind of good and kind of bad. Good in that I wasn't as intimidated when I was talking to her, and bad as in, you know, she wasn't like a model in terms of good looks, but you know, looks aren't the only thing. Anyhow, on to my story. After that, I was kind of like bummed out because nothing really happened. So I was trying to figure out what to do. And I was like, okay, you really need to get this down, just going up and talking to people. And at least I did something good. I made her smile a little bit more. So I did the same thing with this random stranger. This time it was a guy. And I said pretty much the same thing. Today I want to make a stranger's day better. And what can I do to make you smile a little bit more today? And for him it was pretty much the same thing. He couldn't think of anything, and we ended up just high-fiving as well. After that I did it about 1 or 2 more times until I hit this guy, and he was pretty tall, and when I talked to him he smiled and he said, well, just by doing that you've already made my day a little better. And then he said, okay, I want you to do this, and this is where the real story begins. He tells me he wants me to go up to 50 other people by midnight tonight and do the same thing, and that's what he wants me to do to make his day a little better. And I'm like, wow, that's quite a lot of people, but deep down I'm like, yes, because for some reason just doing this, it's making me happier, and it's also, you know, removing some of that, you know, intimidation that comes across when I want to talk to girls. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can do that. And then he's like, wait, that's a little too easy, because he saw how easy I said yes. So for some reason he thought it was too easy. So he's like, 50 is too easy, why don't you do 100 by the end of today? And at that point I was like, okay, I can't do this. I actually have to go home in 10 minutes. So after a little talking he decided, okay, let's just tone it down because you really don't have that much time. How about 10 people by the end of today? So I did that, and that was quite the thing, because before I talked to him, I think I only talked to like 2 other people, and he was probably like my last one. But after him saying that, I actually had a goal, I had a challenge, and it really did help, because for some reason it made me happier, and it was just a great way to spread the happiness. And more importantly, it just removed some of that fear and intimidation I got when I went up and approached people or stuff like that. Because most of the time, I'm just too scared to even talk to a girl I don't know, and this was helping me. So with this time limit, a lot of the fear that came with approaching people somewhat disappeared, and I went on, and I hit that 10-person mark. And it was very surprising, because you would think people were selfish and they'd be like, give me $20 to make my day a little better. Oh, why don't you do 100 push-ups and then carry my bags from here to my dormitory, and that will make me smile a little bit more. But no, of all the people I talked to, they all pretty much said the same thing. A couple couldn't think of anything, and they said, how about high five or a handshake? And that was it, and they left. The majority of them just said, just by telling me that, just by offering that, you've made my day a little better. And the only 2 exceptions were this one guy who pretty much said the same thing, but also asked me to throw out his banana because he couldn't think of anything, and another group of girls who wanted me to approach someone who looked like they weren't having a good day. Unfortunately, in the small amount of time I had, I actually stayed for about 20 more minutes, and I couldn't find anyone who was super down, but the people who I thought were somewhat down or somewhat unhappy, they were actually okay with it, and they pretty much said the same thing. So I know this was at a college campus. I live on the East Coast at a state college campus, so people are more nice. I'm sure if I went to New York or somewhere really crazy like LA, I would get probably mugged, or maybe I would get people asking for really selfish things. But it just goes to show that not everyone in the world is a horrible person, and people are actually a lot nicer than you build them up to be in your head. I don't know if I was just lucky that day, or maybe people are actually that nice, but I'm hoping I can build off that to do something in the future. I don't know if I can actually record me doing this, because then it changed the dynamic with me recording and asking that, but we'll see what happens. And I really think this is a valuable lesson for everyone out there. I don't know if anyone out there has like a famous YouTube channel or also has the balls to do these kind of things and film it, but it's some inspiration for you guys. Not everyone is so selfish, and it was really, really cool to see that the majority of them, the great majority, I would say like 99% of them, were really nice about it, and they didn't actually want anything. They just said, I'm pretty much happy with what I have now, and just by saying that to me, you've already made my day a little better. And 100% of them didn't give me a negative response. Sometimes I got neutral responses like, I'm kind of busy, don't bother me right now. But I felt like the best thing I could do to make their days a little better was just say, okay, I won't bother you anymore. So that was my story. I hope you guys like it. I hope you can take some messages from it that I didn't express, because there's a lot of ways you can take what I've learned. And hopefully I will take this on in the future, maybe next week or Monday, to maybe do something even greater and maybe do even more of this. Anyhow, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, subscribe. I have another video coming soon that's going to be pretty darn long because the editing is so crazy, but it's going to be even better than this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. It's Will You Laugh. Peace.